All right, let's talk about updating the Uconnect navigation system. There's a new map update. This is a 2023 Dodge Challenger Hellcat, but there's a new map update that just came out like a couple days ago from when this video is posted. But I'm going to walk you through the process on how to put your radio head unit into dealer mode, get the information that you need to do your map update and so forth. They charge $99 plus tax for the map update, unfortunately. I know some auto manufacturers give that away for free for 3 or 4 or 5 years, etc., of vehicle ownership, but we have to pay for it. Now, in order to perform this update, the vehicle needs to be powered on for a minimum of 30 minutes. And if you have a supercharger, if you have a supercharged model, Dodge specifically recommends that you do not idle your vehicle for prolonged periods of time. It's not good for the supercharger. Maybe some other things, not really sure. That is their general recommendation. They don't go into specific explanation as to why, but I wouldn't recommend doing it if that's what they're saying not to do. It's in the manual, especially if it's hot outside. So to keep this vehicle powered on for such a prolonged period of time while the update is taking place, we need to use a trickle charger. So there's no battery up here. Battery's in the trunk. Instead, what we're doing is we're hooking the trickle charger up to our positive terminal right here and our negative chassis ground, which is right here. And so we can trickle charge from the front. Now, you can do it from the rear, but it is much easier to do it from the front. We have the Deltron battery tender rocking and rolling over here. And link in the description to buy. I'm also going to put links in a little bit of instruction to the process to perform this particular update. Now, when you purchase this, right, you get a product serial number that's up at the top there. You get a USB stick that's going to have software update on it if it's necessary. In the case of my vehicle, I don't need the software update. But head unit software update will also be loaded on that stick if it is deemed necessary. And that will be the first thing that you do. Then you will do the map update after that. So we'll go ahead and step into the vehicle real quick here. And I'll show you what this process looks like. It's kind of a pain. You know, the average consumer probably would take their vehicle to the dealership to do this just because of how much of a pain, generally speaking, the process is. So we're gonna put the car, right now it's in accessory mode, but we actually have to put it into run mode. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna throw it into run mode. And then we have 2 USB ports in our glove box over here, okay? 2 USB ports that are in here. Let me see if I can get this to fire up. Yeah, geez, I wonder why those USB ports aren't actually illuminating, because normally they do illuminate. So it's kind of, oh, there we go. All right. USB port 1 is right here, and USB port 2 is here. So we're going to use USB port 1. That's at the top. Again, this is in the glove box. So we'll go ahead and plug that into USB port 1. Actually, before I plug this in, let me show you how you put your radio unit into dealer mode. So, by the way, when it's in dealer mode, you can actually do a reset of your head unit too if you want to reset it. Like, let's say you bought the car used and you just want to do a straight reset, you can do that in dealer mode. So front defrost button right here, temperature up and temperature down. All 3 of these buttons you need to hit at the end of sorry, you need to hit all 3 of these at the same time, and you need to hold them down for about 7 seconds, and then you'll see what's going to happen here. Okay, now it's in dealer mode, right? And you know, here you've got copy, restore, user data to and from, SD USB. You also have the ability to do. So we're going to go and do a reset. So we're going to go in here. We're going to click on a radio part information, but you can see you've got connectivity, navigation, all these things. We're going to go into radio part information here. And then, with the first URL, you need your VIN number and you need the application version right here. USA, ASO, blah, 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 blah. You need this with all the hyphens and the dots, okay? And then that's going to enable you with your VIN number to purchase this through the website. It'll come in about 3 to 4 days, USPS. This has another serial number in it. You'll go to another website and you will type in some additional information into the other website, okay? So here you have the software version number, okay? And then you have the application version. So you need software version as well. Now we're going to pop in, I already got the USB stick, right? So I'm going to pop this in here. And let's see if we can get it in to this port with my left hand. All right. Now I should see a screen pop up here. It should pop up in a few seconds. I mean, I can probably, yeah, there it is. All right. So if I had to do an actual head unit software update, that would come first, okay? But I don't, because my software is already up to date. But I do have the activation code here, right? So what do? So we click on this, right? And we go to a website, and we put in that request code, right, that you see on the screen right there. Okay, these are like unique, per vehicle, etc. So like this isn't going to do anybody any good. It's per head unit, right? Per VIN, per head unit. And underneath that, we have to enter in another code. So on the website, you will put in that request code, your VIN number, and the software version. Okay, that software version I showed you on the last screen. You'll put all three of those in. Then you get a, quote, activation code. Okay, that comes right on the website as soon as you plop all that in. They also email you a copy of it. And on this screen, you type in the activation code. And probably, yes, and we'll confirm in a second, you probably also need to include the hyphens, and then the software update will kick off. So I'm going to hit pause real quick and put that code in real quick. Okay, so we got my code entered in with the hyphens. We're going to hit OK, and then we're going to wait and see, what happens here, if it kicks off or if it fails or what the deal is. Okay, activation code verified successfully. Press OK to install the map update. All right, so we're going to hit OK. And, during the vehicle must be powered on and in run. Okay, how do you know if it's in run? It says run right there, okay? If it says ACC, that's accessory mode. That's not run. That is different than run. You want to make sure your radio's off. Turn off your air conditioner, like any of that stuff. Make sure you got it on a trickle charger. And then we're going to go ahead and hit OK. All right, so we're going to go ahead and run this through. And we'll see what the next screen looks like, but we should get an update screen in a few seconds here. I'll go ahead and hit pause. Okay, so it turns out you actually have to be in the navigation screen mode in order to see the update progress taking place. So if you feel like, oh, I don't see anything happening, how do I know it's working? Definitely do not pull the USB stick out, okay? After you've clicked that OK on the activate, right, on the proceed. That's the last thing you want to do. Click on the nav icon down there at the bottom, and then here you can see the update process. So it said 30 minutes, but it's plugging away pretty nicely. It's at 12%. And then once that's done, we click OK, we remove the USB stick, and then we can power cycle the vehicle, turn it off, turn it back on, go back in, and we can check and make sure that happens successfully, but it should. So that's the process, guys. Catch you later.